Hello and welcome to News Now. I'm your host, Taylor Inman. We're going over the week's biggest headlines for Northwest Montana. 3 protesters arrested in front of the Whitefish Border Patrol Station in September pleaded not guilty to misdemeanor counts of disorderly conduct, criminal trespass, and obstructing a peace officer on Tuesday. The charges were filed in Whitefish Municipal Court against protesters Leonette Galaz, Colton Little, and Agni Putnam after they allegedly attempted to block a vehicle from leaving the Whitefish Border Patrol Station on September 16th. The protesters believed the car was transporting a mother and her teenage daughter to an out-of-state immigration facility. Louisa Torres and 17-year-old Fergie Diaz were reportedly detained by Border Patrol agents after they stopped near the site of a car accident at about 9 p.m. on September 14th. A spokesperson for Customs and Border Protection confirmed that agents responding to the request for assistance from Montana Highway Patrol detained 5 individuals that were found to have no legal status in the United States. The agency declined to comment on the ages of those detained or the circumstances under which they were apprehended. The mother and daughter are from Honduras, but details about their immigration and residency status remain unknown. They are being held at an immigration processing center in Dilley, Texas, according to the family's supporters. Following the pair's detainment, local advocates gathered outside the Whitefish Border Patrol Station to protest. At about 11:30 p.m. on September 15th, Whitefish police officers responded to a confrontation involving Border Patrol agents and some of the demonstrators. Video of the incident shows Galaz standing in front of a truck attempting to exit the Border Patrol Station's parking lot. No parties were charged in connection with that incident. Officers returned to the scene the following morning when Galaz, Little, and Putnam allegedly blocked a second vehicle from leaving the federal facility. All 3 protesters were released from the Flathead County Detention Center after posting $705 bail. Per the terms of their pretrial release, Galaz, Little, and Putnam are restricted from entering grounds of the Whitefish Border Patrol Station. They are scheduled to return to court for omnibus hearings at 9:30 a.m. on November 5th. All 3 are being represented by attorney Jacob Johnson, though their cases remain separate. Johnson declined to comment on the cases. A Saturday night fire that destroyed 3 of Montana Trolley Company's trolleys remained under investigation on Tuesday. Creston Fire Chief Gary Mayhew said the department received a call about a fire on Montana 35 at around 11:40 p.m. Crews worked quickly to lock down the surrounding area to make sure the fire did not spread, but the fast-moving blaze consumed 3 trolleys and damaged a 4th. Mayhew said the cause of the fire remained under investigation, but added that the incident was suspicious in nature. Creston firefighters worked to contain the blaze until 2:30 a.m., according to Mayhew. Crews also received water tender assistance from Evergreen Fire Rescue. 1 truck was left on site until the investigation could begin in the morning, and crews were at the scene until around 4 p.m. on Sunday. Montana Trolley Company owner Scott Davis said he wasn't aware of the fire until Sunday morning, when he woke up to calls and text messages from his grandson. He said while 3 trolleys were completely burned, a 4th was severely damaged, and he estimated it would cost around $400,000 to replace all 4 trolleys. While the fire remains under investigation, Davis suspected arson as a possible cause. He said he didn't understand why someone would go after the trolleys after all the positive memories they created for people in the Flathead Valley. He said, quote, "That baffles me. Who would do such a thing? I told the fire marshal, I'm just devastated. I don't know who would hate the trolleys or hate me, my daughter, or anything associated with the trolley company," end quote. Montana Trolley Company has been in business for 13 years, providing unique transportation for a wide variety of events, including celebrations like weddings and birthdays, historical tours, and its annual Christmas light tours, which Davis said sells out every year. The business started when Davis spotted a trolley on the side of the road, which he later bought and named Hazel after his mother. Davis was planning to sell the business and was set to speak with a potential buyer on Tuesday. While they're still negotiating, he said that he knows the damage will cost him money in the sale. Mayhew said an investigation into the fire is being conducted by the Flathead County Sheriff's Office and the Flathead County Fire Investigation Team. He urged anyone with information to contact the Flathead County Sheriff's Office tip line at 406-752-TIPS. 15 Montana residents received their citizenship in a naturalization ceremony at Glacier National Park on Thursday. Presiding over the September 25th ceremony, federal judge Kathleen Soto compared the process of adding new citizens to the creation of a mosaic. She said, quote, "Each individual tile contributes to the beauty and the majesty of that picture, and that is what citizens are. You're all individuals. You bring with you your own individuality and your culture and your background, but you form part of our greater union," end quote. The newly minted citizens hailed from 12 countries: Canada, Chile, China, Germany, Iran, Mexico, Mongolia, New Zealand, Norway, Philippines, Switzerland, and Taiwan. While their stories vary, Soto's remarks to the cohort emphasize that the path to naturalized citizenship is never easy. That rang true for 52-year-old Elena Peterson, who started the citizenship process nearly a decade ago. While born in Belarus, Peterson was a citizen of New Zealand and had previously lived in Australia with her husband, an American citizen, and their 3 sons. In 2017, the family moved to the United States. The couple's 3 sons automatically qualified for citizenship because their father was an American citizen, but the process was much longer for Peterson. She initially moved to the country on a green card visa, which allowed her to legally work and reside in the United States while she applied for full citizenship. She was still in the process when the COVID-19 pandemic sent much of the world into lockdown. Peterson returned to Australia to handle some of the family's assets, and without American citizenship, she was unable to enter the United States. Peterson didn't see her sons or husband for 2 years. It took another 3 years of residency in Montana before Peterson finally received her citizenship. For 41-year-old Lindsay Geisey, the path to citizenship took about 4 years. Originally from Canada, Geisey met her partner while on vacation in Whitefish. The couple made multiple trips to Helena to be interviewed by immigration officials and file the necessary forms and documents. She said she always worried that they wouldn't be able to be together. Standing on a rock beach near Lake McDonald, her arms full of flowers and gifts from friends, Geisey beamed and said she was so happy to finally have her American citizenship. Thanks for joining us. News Now is a podcast from the Daily Interlake. We're proud to be the largest independent newsroom in Montana and the longest continuously published newspaper in the region. Today's stories were written by Daily Interlake reporters Hailey Smalley and yours truly. You can read these full stories at dailyinterlake.com. And if you haven't already, subscribe to our YouTube channel to never miss an episode of The Pod. Everybody stay safe and have a great week. Thanks to our sponsor, Lauren's Auto Repair at 1309 U.S. Highway 2 in Kalispell. Most consistently rated 5-star shop serving the Kalispell area. Visit laurensauto.com.